Oh well, we'll start that again then.
Jeez.
We're just talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Billy, you can never ever tell me about not being professional ever again. All right. Just saying. Just saying. I might not press record sometimes, but at least we're fucking live.
We
Yeah.
wasted the good surprise on you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we're fucking live now though, because I can hear
Everybody,
some
just in case you
muppety
didn't
cunt.
know, I don't want to let him fucking get away with this. We just did an epic intro for like 5 minutes, and then Billy, and then I've clicked. Imagine if I didn't go to the YouTube to see the chat, then we wouldn't have known about what isn't even live.
Yeah, I was just clicking on that as you were saying it, like, and thinking what's happened with chat, and I'm
see
like,
this, John Lewis?
yeah.
See this, John Lewis? Huh? You know what he would be saying right now if we was on our show?
yeah,
Over there. You know what I'm saying? Right. Oh, very professional, Mackie. Fuck yeah. No. Anyway, you want to do it? You want to do that proper intro again, really? You just go.
not really. Fuck it. We're all smoking weed, getting high. Mackie's got some weed and some whiskey. Do you want to tell him what whiskey you got? Because you like, what is it? A special one?
Well, yeah, it's just, well, I say just, but this is very delicious. Glenfiddich,
Oh, it's the Glenfiddich
12-year-old
one, that's
single malt Scotch whiskey. Everybody, I'll read you. This bright and balanced single malt is matured for 12 years in Oloroso, sherry, and bourbon casks before mellowing in oak marrying tuns. And of course, the mighty with the forgotten strawberry in it as well. So delicious.
Cool. Brian, have a quick hello.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the Dolce de Vu, I guess is what that's called, and ready to talk conspiracies. We haven't been talking about that for a while, so
with your epic rosin dabs.
How many grams have you got there, Brian?
Right. I got my pearls and I got my 5 grams of dabs, so I'm happy to sit here and gossip with you boys.
Yeah, he's got enough to
Just
get
to
through the
say,
show.
DC
That's what he's saying.
DC Smee in the chat says, sorry I'm late. I hope I didn't miss anything. Well, everybody missed something, mate, for like 2 or 3 minutes when we're doing the intro and Billy didn't send the show to go live. I'm just going to keep mentioning that, Billy.
Yep. I never pressed the right button, mate, and you're just going to troll me now for the rest of the show. It's a bit unfair because you never see me trolling him, do you guys? Ever. Never do that.
Right. No, you're always such a nice guy.
You're such a professional person.
Always so placid and chilled.
Yeah, polite.
You know?
Yeah, and polite too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You fucking tell them, Brian.
Yeah, you don't call anybody a cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Never even used that word before.
Yeah, yeah. What is that word? What does it mean?
Yeah. Because he's from London, he doesn't use the U. It's an A for him.
Yeah, can't. So, let's say hello to all the cunts in the audience as well. All the conspiracy cucks. Hope you've got some foil socks or hats on. Something foily. As long as you're not chasing the dragon, but then that's up to you, innit, really, be honest. Let's smoke some weed, get high, have some fun, eh? So today is fascism. Dirty fascist bastards. We only want to speak about this just because this word's been thrown about fucking everywhere. For the past year especially. It's like everyone's a fascist now. And it's like, to me it's mad, so we need to fucking start talking about it. So quickly, what we're going to do, we've got a fascism definition here, and it first of all starts out as fascism is far right. Well, we all obviously know that fascism is blamed on the far right for like various reasons, but as Mackie said in the chat earlier before we was on live, it's the far left as well. They're fascists. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's just the right, or is it the left? Is it everyone? What?
Yeah, I think
is fascism?
I don't know, because it depends on what you even consider. I don't really know what the definition of fascism even is anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's such a broad brush. And for me, pretty much, I think fascism is, and this is my own definition, is when somebody is trying to prevent you from being able to express yourself and have your own fucking free speech. That's fascist. You're trying to stop me from being me. I think that is fascism.
Within authoritarian sort of things, that if you don't do this or agree to this, then this will happen to you, sort of thing. Yeah. Under the threat of something. It's not like that's what fascism is. I think it's an added threat. It's with the threat on top. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the Brian, what do you think, first of all, before we start ripping it apart.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get what Mackey's saying now too. It's like one side calls one side fascists and pedophiles, and then the other one says it. When when I grew up, if you called somebody a pedophile, you better be ready for a fist coming back at you, because that was like the ultimate. Now people say it willy nilly like it's nothing. I think the same thing should be thought about in that light as calling someone a fascist. I mean, that is basically you're saying that this person, because they voted and because Trump won through the electoral process, that somehow he is a fascist. That never really made.
Fucking
Yeah,
wild,
that's the
anyway.
crazy thing. Yeah, when he
Wild.
won through democracy, like with the amount of votes he's still a fascist. It's like fucking.
You know these.
The logic is just not there.
Sorry, we're going to go on a few tangents here, but I just wanted to. This whole No Kings thing, right? And I was watching No Kings protests or riots or meetings, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and there was a whole group of people on, and it wasn't a huge crowd, maybe 100 people or something, and they was chanting as they do, show them what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. And that's what they were going, and just repeating that over and over again. And I'm like, he fucking won with the popular vote, the electoral college. He won. And you just don't like the fact that he won. This is democracy. You just do not like the results. And as a result, you're throwing all your fucking toys out the pram. And it's like, you didn't see the same thing on the right when Obama got elected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Republicans didn't like Obama, but he got voted in, and there was no fucking rights. Oh, no kings and all this bullshit. You didn't see that from the right side of the political spectrum, but on the left, just kicking off. Fine, you don't like the results. I can understand that. Not everybody likes Trump. You know what I mean? They have their reasons, most of the reasons being that they've been propagandized by mainstream media networks, but that's a different story altogether. But, it's just, you need to just bite your lip and get through it. This is democracy. Sometimes your side does not win. You know what I mean? Sorry, just saying. You right there, Billy?
Yeah, I just thought Brian might have said something then.
All right, I thought I
was gonna also say that, like, to me, if you're gonna if those same people are using the word fascism and then they're talking about Kamala Harris, to me that would be more in line with the definition of fascism, is that somebody was forced for you to vote for, basically. And then it was like, well, never mind, we're gonna wait. Now you can't even vote for this person. They're just gonna be put in there. Let's see what happens. And for that not to scare whatever your political beliefs are, that they even tried to do that in this day and age, kind of shows you that, or at least to me, I feel like the super elite are starting to lose their grip on power because of social media, and people are starting to wake up with a variety of different world opinions and views. But I definitely think that those that are in power are starting to be concerned with the fact that the majority is starting to ask a lot of the questions that they used to keep, buried in the basement, kind of thing. And that's why you're a fascist or you're a pedophile as soon as you say something that they don't like, because that's the easiest smear.
Yeah. You're a fascist because you don't believe what the BBC is telling you this week. It's just it's such a broad. They use it against anything now. It's not even fascism. Yeah, CNN, MSNBC, even Fox News. It's all fucking propaganda.
Yeah, all mainstream media. Don't matter what company you say. Yeah, they all come out with the same thing as well. Maybe it's not 100% the same statement, but they all use the same key words and things like that. So it's just, it is definitely a narrative that's being pushed on everyone. But
what is the definition then, Billy? Because I know
we carry on.
Rambling. What is the actual definition? You have it written down, don't you?
So it's an authoritarian political ideology and a mass movement, and they reckon.
Look at that.
Yeah,
and that I would say that applies to both sides. Again,
totally. Yeah.
They want to try and label it as a far right movement, but it's not. I mean.
Yeah, like it says, an authoritarian political ideology, which is what's happening with the Labour Party at the moment in the UK.
Yeah.
So, and they're sort of like meant to be left wing as such. And sort of like it's also the mass movement, and they reckon the most proliferant, obviously emerged in the 20th century Europe, most notably under Mussolini National Fascist Party, and under Germany under Hitler's Nazi regime. Well, and this is the thing, because they've been the most notorious sort of like fascists as such, then it's blamed as a right wing, but it's like we said, it's an
The Nazis were left wing,
political
weren't they?
ideology, yeah. And they was
if you look
left
at
wing originally, yeah.
If you look to the policies of the Nazi Party, it's very left wing. They just were like extreme left wing and went and did crazy things.
Well, it's National Socialism, isn't it? So, and that's what Nazi is, it? Yeah. So it's like, but also it emphasises on the extreme nationalism. So it's like and that's what why they say it's far right, because it's extreme nationalism. But then the far left have been just as extreme in maybe not nationalism, but extreme in their authoritarian political ideology. They reckon it's a centralised autocratic control, which is what the Labour government are doing. The government tell you what to do, when to do it, what to eat, where to eat it, who to buy it from, sort of thing. Because that Mandani says wants to introduce like government-run shops to New York now and stuff, isn't it? It was one of his ideas, and so it's like what? It's like government-run shops ain't gonna work, are they? It's like, boy. Also, obviously, as well, it's the subordination of individual rights and the perceived needs of the nation or race, often through militarization, suppression of dissent, and economic regimentation. There you go. After reading it out phonetically, regimentation.
Got to sound it out.
Yeah, exactly. It just proves that I can't read properly there, guys.
Yeah.
I'm a bit spazzy. Yeah. Yeah.
You give him all the easy ones.
Yeah. So again, like the subordination of individual rights, which is what we're fucking getting in the UK so much here.
Well, I think the only thing here that doesn't apply, when you're leaning right, there's a couple of things, but I think the thing that stands out the most is the only thing that makes the right or the far right more fascist than the left is the nationalism part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the right are more patriotic to their own.
But the left are sort of anti-nationalism, so that's almost just the same, isn't it? To be anti-nationalism, because it's like they don't accept that there's an English nation anymore, and there's only British people. What do you mean? What about the English, the Scottish, the Welsh, the Cornish, the Irish, the Northern Irish? Do we not fucking exist as individuals? What about the Geordies? What you get? What I mean, like the Mancunians, the Liverpudlians, we all see each other as different, even though we're all same. We're all a bit. Liverpudlians don't even see themselves as English properly. They're like their own, like, well, even they still live in England and they're from England. They're not English as such. They see themselves as like their own, like, clan as such, which in a way they sort of are, because we all was old, like. England was old little clans mixed together that agreed to, like, no, actually we become a whole country because it's easier to work together because we're smart like that, and we can become bigger and better, and that's how we become bigger and better. So, like, we fought off fucking lots of people, ruled the world, and now we've got fascists ruling us. It's subordination of individual rights is happening left, right, and centre, isn't it? It's like the freedom of speech in England's disappeared. We've got the most in the world who have been arrested for this, almost like 5-6 times the amount as China and Russia. It's like,
with that statistic,
mental.
I hear this a lot, but you have to realise as well that Russia and China are not really going to give you the accurate numbers.
No,
are they?
obviously not. But from the numbers given, then so it means obviously if they're not giving accuracy, then they're at least as bad as us. So we are as bad as them. Because we know the numbers.
True story.
Yeah. It's not like we're not as bad as Russia and China. It's like, oh really? But we've fucking seen our numbers. So it's like,
is that shit stopping now?
Fuck?
We, just in case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, we have that online safety bill here in the UK now, and you can be arrested for something called a non-crime hate crime. What is it? What's the correct word?
A non-crime hate crime. Yeah, because it's not a crime, but it's hate. I just have to tell my dog to shut up.
Wow.
Yeah, probably barking at those fucking fireworks.
Do you guys have Planeteer involved with your government?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Just we don't know about it.
Not. I was gonna say so. Not publicly.
I just like to say that I don't tase my dog like some people.
Nah. Fucking, you see that shit when that started happening? I saw it labeled online as Dogtober the 7th.
That's funny. On a sign date there.
Yeah, don't zap your dogs, right? Yeah, sorry, tangent.
Then I just tell her, I just go, oit. And she's like, oh, I better not do nothing. It's like, yeah.
That's how they learn. They don't need to be shocked. You just got to tell them.
Exactly. You just got to give them a stern word. So basically, also, what it says, the perceived needs of the nation or race. So, which it is. So our nation is being subordination again, isn't it? Because like you're not allowed to say your English. If we hang up a flag, we're fucking racist all of a sudden. It's like, so that's why everyone's hanging up flags.
Don't know if you've seen that, Brian, because you're over in the States, but we got this thing going on right now in the UK. It's called Raise the Colours. And people who just, you're not allowed to fly the Union flag or the St. George's Cross here in England. I mean, you are allowed to, but it's as if we have to feel some kind of shame for it. And over the last few months, there's been a movement going around the country where there's this group of guys just putting flags up on all of the lampposts. So everywhere now, there's Union flags and St. George crosses. And yeah, it's everywhere. And the lefties have got, because there's this clashes between the two sides now. You got these guys who are on the right. I wouldn't say they were far right. They're just on the right. They got that nationalism to them. They want to go put the fucking flags up because we're sick of being ashamed of the flag. But all the lefties, they're against that. They're like, oh no, you're making people feel intimidated. Like, I don't know who you're being fucking intimidated by a flag. But you know, they like to fucking virtue signal. It's old white women coming out with nothing else better to do, being like, "Oh, look at me, I'm on your side. I'm a good person." You know, they're fake outrage and shit. And they argue with these people wanting to have all these flags taken down. And there's loads of lefties. And I had a discussion with one of my friends at this point in a WhatsApp group, calling us flag shaggers, because we like to put up the fucking national flag of our own country with flag shaggers. And I had to point out to him, like, bro, you calling us flag shaggers? You've got your whole fucking pride flag. You've got Ukraine flag in your fucking bio of everything. You got your Palestine flag in the bio of fucking everything. So when you say flag shaggers, I just like these couple of flags here that support the country that I fucking live in. And everybody else has got all these fucking whole arrangement of flags. And they're trying to say we are the flag shaggers? Ridiculous, man.
Well, I mean, you know, on the flip side of that, there have been a lot of people that have been saying that UK is kind of like the microscopic. You guys have the whole world's eyes on you. I don't know.
Yeah, we're the microscopic future of the world. Yeah. Basically, what's happening here is going to just spread to America and everywhere else. It's also in Europe as well. But yeah, because the world looks Australia on the UK, it's been highlighted more because it's happening here.
So would you guys agree that the way that was achieved was through immigration, so that eventually, you know, you as you know, proud of being from the United Kingdom, now all of a sudden there's too many immigrants, so that's why having a flag or whatever is now seen as like a
I'd say 75% of that is the large immigration scale and like the forcing of certain laws like the freedom of speech of us to be able to say anything, because we voted our way out of it, because the Tories for 14 years were going, oh, we're going to stop immigration and have it and cut it down to a really small amount sort of thing. And then they decide,
it's like you lost your identity and the government allowed it to happen so that these
we haven't lost it yet. I mean, we are losing it.
Fair enough. But I mean, the point is that all of a sudden it's kind of going in this weird direction. And at least in November, I saw it in a kind of a different way. But if you had an American flag out in November of last year, the majority of people in Colorado would just assume that you were voting for Trump, which I thought was really fucking weird, because it's the American flag. And now all of a sudden, like, if you had the flag out, people were egging your house, spray painting your house. But in the
calling
UK,
you a racist, calling you a fascist.
but now it's it sounds very dangerous in the UK for what
Yeah,
they're trying to make it out to be. And if no one has any kind of like land, there's no pride of being from the UK anymore for the majority of the people that live there. I could see why they try to slip in more like globalist type agendas that everybody's been talking about since I was in middle school.
Yeah. Adam Bomb in the chat just said both sides are fucking crazy. And I'm glad he can say that because it seems as if there's less and less people in the middle now. I would consider myself in the fucking middle. When you do these questionnaires up online, I'm a left-leaning libertarian, apparently. That's why. But if people heard me talk about the flags like this, they'll be like, oh, he's far right. He's a fucking fascist. It's like, not at all. You know what I mean? It's like, I just love the country that I live in, that my family has been raised in for fucking centuries, man. You know what I mean? I love this fucking country and I'm proud of it. And people will be like, oh, he's a fascist. You can't be proud of England. Fuck you, man. It's one of the best countries in the world, if not the best. I might be a little bit biased. It's going through a little bit of a bad patch, but fucking hell, the shit this country's achieved, man. You should be fucking proud of it. And don't ever let them fucking try and convince you that we shouldn't be proud of it. The first country, I'm ranting, I'm sorry, but the first country in the history of civilization to outlaw slavery was the fucking British Empire. But they go on we fucking created it.
Yeah, also, you got fucking industrialization. We created that. We created the fucking steam engine trains for fucking lines.
So much.
That gauge is worldwide. We created that gauge. Like, it's, fucking.
So we should never be ashamed
totally,
of our country.
Yeah.
Never.
Exactly.
Never. Be fucking proud, man.
Like what that war veteran was fucking on TV.
And that's it, man. It's like what other empire has given up their empire to go fight wars for other countries? When Europe was being invaded by the fucking Nazis, who went out there? It wasn't our problem. We could have just let that do its own fucking thing.
Yeah, we could have just sat there saying, "Nah, you come and try and attack us if you think you're hard enough," because like they wouldn't have got to us. Even if they'd taken over Europe, they would have used most of their resources and wouldn't have had enough to get to us because we could have just smashed the shit out of them if we just sat here. But we didn't. We sacrificed a lot.
That's right. We sacrificed the whole British Empire. After World War II, we didn't have it anymore. We couldn't afford it anymore. Yeah. Because we'd spent so much. And now we're still giving it away. In a war against real fucking fascism.
Yeah, actual fascism. Yeah.
Actual fascism.
And talk. So let's go back onto that. It says the suppression of dissent and economic reimagining.
I forgot what you said last time.
Yeah. Regimentation. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to read it slowly first. And so, again, like we're being economically sort of like regimented because our money's being given away to foreign lands when our country's fucked and our roads are all fucked. If you know what I mean, all of them. Our sewers are fucked. Our water's fucked because we're polluting it with our electricity bills are through the roof. It's like. And obviously, the suppression of dissent is everywhere, all over the internet. It's like, and that is with through militarization, because the people have been put into prison. It might not be through with guns, but you put into prison. It's the same thing. We do it without guns in this country. They're still fucking up your life and putting you in death's way, because there's a lot of prisons out there where people get killed for these things. Because basically the Islamic fundamentalists run a lot of the prisons in the UK. So if you go inside for a right-wing extremist thing, which the government say you are, and that's what you're in for, they're going to come and want to hunt you down, aren't they, for being a right-winger? And it's like, what the fuck? All I wanted was like fucking my country controlled from psychopaths and shit. And it's like everyone's then classed as fascist. So again, the core characteristics, what they say, well, definitions vary slightly almost among most scholars, as they do. It was historian Ian. It's all right. Ian, not heard of a mute button, mate. Boy, not very professional, are you? Fucking hell. Yeah.
Apologies.
Fucking, too right and all, mate. Can't. So, historian Ian Kershaw famously called it like trying to nail jelly to the wall. I love that saying. That's brilliant, isn't it? And due to its multiple nature, most agree that on these key features drawn from the standard sources. So, that's what they say. So, the characteristics, you've got dictatorial leadership. which a single charismatic leader. I'm not sure if you can call fucking Starmer charismatic, can you really?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So it's more the newspapers sort of swing that to say it's not, it's just this who it is, and you have to listen to what he says. Rather, he's got no charisma. So, but what they embodies the nation's demands, and who they will demand absolute loyalty, often portrayed as infallible. Well, do you think Trump's put that way? Is it infallible? Definitely not, because loads of right wingers or so-called people on his side criticise him, don't they? You know what I mean? So,
well, I think Trump's being criticized really heavily now is because he turned his back on the Epstein crowd, and that part was where they feel betrayed.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't command absolute loyalty either, does he? If you know what I mean, like Musk, him and Musk had the falling out, and he's still like, yeah, come back, I'll still like negotiate with you again afterwards. If you know what I mean. So it's like, again, we don't really have any dictatorial leadership as such. If you know what I mean, it is a dictatorial, but not as in what they define fascism. Sort of, did you think anything about the Biden regime was dictatorial? Do you like the open borders maybe was a bit like, because not everyone agreed with it, so you should listen to.
No, you know what? You bring this up. You brought it up, not me. Remember, now I'm fucking ranting again. But again, this whole no kings thing.
Yeah.
Donald Trump went through the process of a primary with his party, was selected to be the front runner of that party, and then was elected president by the majority of the people in his country. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
so
Kamala Harris, or Kamala, whatever the fuck we're supposed to call her without offending people, right? You knew that shit was going to happen with Joe Biden. I was saying it a couple of years into his presidency. They're going to wait until it's too late for them to run a primary, and they'll keep Biden in, even though he's clearly unfit to run again. So they're going to leave him in too late, and then be like, oh, he better drop out. And that's why the debate was the earliest presidential debate there has ever been. You know what I'm saying? And that's because they wanted to have enough time to get Kamala in, but make sure it was already too late to run a primary. Simple as that. So this one was like Hillary Clinton, the way the media twisted things when she was running against Bernie Sanders in the primary.
And all that bit of a conspiracy, though.
They wanted that person to be anointed, and it was expected for Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris to just become president. There was no democratic process behind that. That's what a king is. You know what I mean? But you haven't had a choice of who that person is who's going to be representing you. It's just been put there. That the Democratic Party was the least democratic of everybody. And they want to go make out like the Republican Party in this whole fucking no kings bullshit, like they are the fascists.
Also, the problem I got is everyone's like, oh, I either hate Trump or even a lot of people like that who hate Kamala and that. It's like everyone needs to get involved in local politics as well as national politics. They need to do it at all levels, even school boards, like all because this is where because a lot of people laws and local stuff's done locally. So like Trump doesn't probably have control over 60% of what happens in your area. He doesn't decide on who's collecting the bins and how much they're paying and shit like that, if you know what I mean. He'd just hand over a federal budget for people to arrange that shit for you, if you know what I mean. So there's a lot of stuff you need to start looking into beyond just hating who's the president, if you know what I mean. You need to start looking at who's running your local amenities and schools and the buses and shit like that, who's in control of the roads and shit like that, and the power lines, who's regenerating the sewers and the waterworks. It's like there's so much stuff out there that's...
I'm going to pour another glass of whiskey. Anybody want some whiskey?
But it's not being done properly, so and everyone's just then concentrating on just Orange Man bad all the time, and it's like I can understand why, because he can be a complete dick sometimes, but it's like it's like you're ignoring everything else you live around, if you know what I mean. You're blaming your life onto one person when like he doesn't control a lot of the actual shit what happens, if you know what I mean. He's control of where funding may go and shit like, but he doesn't control on how it's actually spent, on who's spending it and shit like that. So that's where you need to get really involved in, is your local stuff, like, and forget nationally, because even though your vote makes a difference nationally, it makes a lot more difference locally, if you know what I mean. And then that affects national stuff as well a lot more. So it's like you can't complain too much unless you're getting involved locally as well. So
yeah. And so when did fascism become a bad word? Because it was like a legit form of
I would say
legit
5
form of
years
parliament.
ago, roughly. I think sort of when maybe just
Antifa.
before. But yeah, Antifa mostly when they started to come out, it was being used. But I think
No, but it seems
mostly
as if
pushed
it's longer than
was
that, right?
was Trump was one of the main reasons it come out, because of Antifa, I think, and Trump. It was mostly him running for president was when I think I first really started to see it being pushed everywhere.
Yeah, I think Nicholas is right in the chat where he says it's because it was the Second World War, ain't it, where you had the
Yeah, that's
Mussolini
where
in
it
Italy
started. Yeah,
was
that's where it
fascist,
started,
and
obviously.
obviously Hitler and the Nazis who were
But
fascist.
we've only called fascism before that. Like modern day fascism isn't what we get now. It's
No,
like completely
no, but
different
in the
thing. If you know what I mean?
1920s, fascism was a form of government, and it wasn't frowned upon the same way. But fascism
No,
would have been seen as like far right. It would have been a far right movement. They would have been fascist, but not like the
no.
same connotations as we have now when we talk about fascism.
Left wing as well. There's a lot of left wing policies, like the original Nazi party, were left wing, but Mussolini was right wing. You know what I mean? But they had a
Right.
lot
Okay.
of, yeah. So it's just like the extreme sides are exactly the same. That it's all dictatorial. If you know what I mean, it's all do as I say. If you know what I mean, without no like, oh, you're allowed to have an opinion. That's the problem with the left wing at the minute. You're not allowed to have an opinion. If you do, then you're a fascist. It's like, what? What do you mean? Because I don't agree with you, I'm then the fascist. It's like that. No, that's
So am I a fascist?
no, of course not. If you
I
don't
mean,
agree,
I tick some of the boxes as already mentioned. I'm quite nationalist. I love my country. That's one of the
yeah,
steps.
I'm nationalist. I love my country, but I'm also nationalist for other people. I like the French for loving France. I think the Italians should love Italy, and I think it's great when they play rugby and football and do national things against each other in a professional manner. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm representing my country, you represent yours. Let's line up and shake each other hands beforehand, kick each other about a bit and all that for 90 minutes, and then shake each other hands going, well done, you bastards, if you won, and well done, you bastards, if you lost. It's like, that's what. But you respect that they've got another nation with another language, and that they have different foods and and they are. And that's the thing. That's what you've got to have, some sort of nationalism. Otherwise, there ain't going to be an Italy, a France, a Spain, fucking a Nigeria, or because you ain't who you are. If you know what I mean. So it's. Even Iranians, are they Iranians or are they Persians, sort of thing? They've got their own sort of individual identity out there, haven't they?
Depends how much cologne.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone has got to have a national identity, so you've got to have some nationalism. Otherwise, you ain't going to. Where's your language come from then? It's like. English is called English because it comes from England and the English. It's not going to be English if there's no England or English left. It's just going to be called like English with like a history. It's like of where it's from. It's like disappear. It's like
maybe that's what they want, man. Maybe they want the population not to have an identity with a certain piece of land because then you've got nothing to fight for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nothing to fight for, and might as well give up and let the elites control you, sort of thing. So again, it says that exhalation of nation often race above the individual, promoting a mythic past and aggressive expansionism, which again we ain't. As a flag-loving patriot, I don't want to do that. Do you? Do you want
expansionism?
Yeah. Do you want
to not?
Yeah, it's like we don't want to go and take over France. We own France. Fucking like hundreds of years ago. It's called Brittany and all that. We've had all our wars over territory. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, and
Europe,
France came and owned us
yeah,
as well. We've all had
yeah,
our parts.
exactly. Belgium's been the most fought over place in the entire of Europe. If you know what I mean, there's been more wars in Belgium than any place, but Belgium still exists because we agreed that there's nationalism and borders. None of us want expansionism. We decided that after Hitler, sort of thing.
So are you a fascist, Billy?
Well, no, because I don't agree with these first, especially this bit, ultra nationalism. I'm not ultra nationalist. I maybe believe in the first part of like. So I believe in a
What is
nation.
ultra nationalism?
Yeah, it's like it
What
says.
even
It's
is
like,
that? It can be
yeah,
broad as well, you know.
yeah. But again, like I said, if the people like, what is English? Then it's like, well, ask a Geordie, ask a Cornishman, ask someone from Devon, ask a Bristolian. Like he's
Yeah,
going to be think he's a different idea to what being English
that's
is
right.
to a Mancunian or a Liverpudlian. It's like. So it's like it depends on what area he's from. What's his scenery like? Is it in the weather? If you know what I mean, is it really high rolling hills? Is it flat? Can you farm? What type of farming do you do? That makes a big difference to how you live. Like it's like the Scottish are Scottish because they live in the Highlands. The Highlands are completely different to the Lowlands. If you know what I mean, so they're two completely different people in a way in how they live. What about the people who live on the Hebrides and sort of all the islands and shit like that? Isle of Wight, Isle of Man, Guernsey, Jersey. What do they class themselves as? Are they nationalists as well? Like, because they love their
So,
little island.
so what about Brian? Brian, are you a fascist?
Yeah, yeah, you're a fascist. Yeah,
I I believe in free markets, capitalism. I mean,
Mm.
that kind of takes it away. I think that it's silly that we actually have to like kind of define these terms
Hmm.
in 2025 because to
we
me
already done that.
America is so yeah it's so we're so kind of lost in all this different stuff. I feel like we're still trying to recover from identity politics and all of the stuff that
Yeah, they're ramming
uh,
that down everyone's throat.
confused. I saw it, man. It confused
The
children.
confusion, yeah, confusion is
Yeah,
a good way of getting to break up society because people are unsure. They've got nothing to fight for. Let's make them unsure and then give them something to fight for. But they don't know much about it, so that's why they can fight over nothing because they don't know, they're unsure. It's like so they can sit there and argue because they haven't really got to worry about their life as such. They haven't got a world war to fight, so they can just sit in their basement and eat takeaway from DoorDash and just look online and chat shit with their own little circle. If you know what I mean. Then when they go to bars and clubs and it's with their own little circle and their own little groups all the time, so they don't have to really look at the big wide world as such. It's hard to get people out of that little bubble, if you know what I mean, to get that. But that's the problem with university, and again, like the Charlie Kirk stuff, it's like the debate has been taken away from people, if you know what I mean, and that's where the confusion lies, because the debate's been taken away because you're called a fucking fascist or a Nazi because you have a different opinion from the so-called right way of thinking, which is the left-wing way of thinking, which is more right-wing fascism than what right-wing are at the minute. It's more left-wing fascism at the minute rather than...
Definitely more totalitarianism.
Yeah,
Like
definitely more
it has to
totalitarianism,
be
yeah.
like this
With the freedom
or
of
not at
speech
all.
as well. Because even like
Mm.
in the US, you're not allowed to fucking say like men are men and women are women and all that. And it's like,
you can
isn't
say
it
that.
in... No, I'm
You
sure in
can say that
Colorado,
again.
you ain't you allowed to... You can't dead name someone. Isn't that against the law?
No,
In
that
California,
a lot of that stuff died off, dude. I mean, Denver, if you're in the heart of downtown Denver, people will probably like yell at you and stuff, but the majority of people have kind of moved on and starting to realize that the world is in my opinion, I guess, it does seem like
Yeah,
Americans are starting to realize that the world is falling apart and the power players that used to be involved like you mentioned the Charlie Kirk. I think something that's what I mean. The super elite, something happened where they are now deeply afraid of losing the status quo, and I believe that is part of the reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Is that he was saying stuff that people don't like, and the way that it was presented to the public. I don't know if you guys know anything about guns and all of just the way that they describe this kind of stuff. That's the frightening part too. Is there's no way that like, I don't know if you guys heard that Charlie Kirk's pastor said that his neck and spine stopped a 30-06. You know, it was it was a miracle. And I think sometimes when weird shit happens, our government and other power players always just say, "Oh, well, it was a magic thing. It was a miracle." And I don't think America believes that anymore, man. And I think whoever killed Charlie Kirk regrets it for what has happened.
I know what you mean. It's forced them the movement to be like 100 times bigger. If you know what I mean, it's empowered people to no end. That is.
It's brazen, you know. It's to assassinate somebody like that, fire off one shot. It shows like just pure calculation of someone that is an expert, and
well, somebody can just get lucky. It doesn't have to be a whole elaborate scheme. Somebody can just get lucky. Apparently, it's not a difficult shot to make, but there's lots of small little factors. But you know, maybe the fucking dickhead just got lucky.
You really think that kid?
To be honest, I don't think, I haven't looked into it, but it's the sort of thing that it's not worth looking at until 6 months or even a year later, or maybe 2, because there's going to be lots of things said and shit until actual real hardcore evidence starts to come out a lot more. A lot of it sort of is a bit hearsay, so I try not to. But it's like it could be either way still. If you know what I mean, you just don't know. The conspiracy. That's the thing with the conspiracies. Some of them are really good, if you know what I mean, and have good meaning. You can
Occam's
understand
razor,
why.
man.
Yeah,
Occam's razor.
it's like Schrodinger's cat as well, isn't it? As well, is the cat alive or is it dead? Like sort of shit. But that's what makes life interesting as well, and conspiracy is a conspiracy. Is that there is both sides are feasible, because definitely it could have been like a wide range of people. Go on, carry on.
So what do you think then, Brian? What I mean, is there any substantial evidence to suggest that this Tyler Robinson guy didn't shoot Charlie Kirk or was involved in a different way? I mean, what is the conspiracy theory behind the Charlie Kirk assassination?
I mean, just anybody that's ever shot guns before, has been hunting, knows that the way that they were describing it, especially when it first happened, that someone was going to be able to break down a gun like that, and then jump off the roof and then put it back together, and then text his lover about all of it in detail. None of that adds up, I think, to the average person.
Didn't he leave the gun behind though, and jumped down off the roof?
Yeah, no, but he jumped off the roof with the gun. He disassembled the gun, jumped off the roof, and then went into some grassland where he stashed the gun, and it was found like wrapped in a towel.
Reassembled the gun.
Yeah, but if it's a simple rifle, some people do it in world record fucking like less than 30 seconds. If you practice
that's why
you probably do it. Probably do it in a minute.
There's a huge difference between a 22 and a 30-06. Like we're talking about that's a huge gun. And so to say that you're just jumping off the roof with it, like in your pants, and then you're just gonna anyway, part
maybe
of that
just threw it down. I can understand, but because like if you leant over the roof, held the gun right all the way down, and then dropped it, it wouldn't have much impact on the butt. If you know what I mean, even if the roof is 12 foot, you could probably drop the gun down to like 8 foot and then drop it down, and then you'd drop from the same height. I've jumped off roofs so many times, if you know what I mean. Yeah. That if you know what I mean, I know I had to get. I know how quick I could do it.
All of this stuff with Charlie Kirk saying that he was a lot of his donors were pulling out because of his unwillingness to get.
Yeah, but everyone pulls donors pull out. It doesn't mean he got shot over it.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't mean that Tyler Robinson
the left wing hated him so much. It is more feasible that some stupid left wing nutter just got lucky with a shot. Than other conspiracies. But there is the other conspiracies. I can understand why they're saying it, because there is evidence that he was not liked by sort of loads of people around him and
let's say
Israel
this.
and that. But it don't mean they're going to shoot him and kill him just because of if he don't like you anymore. There's a lot more important people, because if you did, it's going to cause something like this. If you just left him alone, all he's doing is chatting to fucking college students.
Yeah,
or are they kidding someone who they think is going to... exactly. No, it's like, to me, every time something happens, there has to be some big conspiracy theory about it, and then everyone goes off chasing. It's like, well, I can understand why, but we need to rein in on what's actually happening in the world rather than something that's already fucking happened. So I can understand some people wanting to know what happened, but there's actual investigators out there that should actually do investigating with money. If you want it to find out, then start fucking funding actual investigators to investigate it properly, officially, if you know what I mean, in an open source somewhere. Or shut the fuck up and start dealing with what's actually happening in the country and the world, if you know what I mean. What's going on around you. People are actually being shot and raped every day on the streets. Like, it ain't just Charlie fucking Kirk who was famous and whose family got loads of fucking money to fall back on. There's people who are poor out there who have been shot, raped and killed, if you know what I mean. What about them? What about their lives? Don't they fucking matter?
No,
you know what I mean?
I think there's
everyone.
I
can understand.
I can understand. Killing,
I know it's not just a random killing, but there is far too much commotion about something like this that people are just like it's becoming too much of a thing. It's like, I can understand why, but we need to start concentrating on everything else as well, because we're getting too deep in conspiracies and talking rather than doing some action in, like I say, getting involved in local politics more, in actual what's going on with your roads, your services, who's running and controlling the shit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Who's making the decisions for you?
Maybe
that's what I mean. Yeah, because that's what he was there for. He was there to debate with people, to see what can we change about this fucking world. And everyone's just sitting there and they're not doing what he's told them to do. They're just arguing and making conspiracies. They're not getting out there and being proactive, which is what he wanted them to do. You know what I mean? Just sitting there fucking chatting shit all the fucking time. Sorry, my rant over.
Do you guys realize that most of the people that were outside of the turning point believe that Charlie was assassinated by not by Tyler Robinson?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I'd like to see what kind of study they did to come up with that conclusion.
But I don't really
ask everybody on the way out.
Yeah.
How did they come up with that answer?
Yeah, that's just made up theory. That's just a theory. Like Mackie says, you can't actually, unless everyone there produced a ticket and then done a big vote. Then
want to see more evidence.
Estimate.
I just want to say, it's not like I'm not open to it. But
I believe
extraordinary claims take extraordinary evidence, and when people are saying that it wasn't Tyler Robinson, then it's like,
that's what I'm trying to get across to you guys, is that there is a shit ton of evidence.
Yeah, I believe
you guys to look at that.
Yeah, I believe there is,
but a shitload of circumstances that kind of fit if you make it. But is there any real evidence?
Yes, dude. That's why I'm trying to get it through to you both. Like, you guys are just kind of rambling about stuff that you feel like you. I encourage you.
What
to look
evidence
deeper
is
into
there?
This.
Just name a couple of bits.
How about this? When people are assassinated, does a head of state usually get out in the forefront and say, we had nothing to do with this assassination?
Oh, when Netanyahu came out and said, yeah, but that was because
he's been
all
asked
over the internet.
That's because he's been asked directly, so he's going to come out and say, isn't it? He's not asked about someone being shot in the street.
It's not like he just randomly got up on stage and was like, we didn't kill Charlie Kirk, by the way, everybody. It's because the whole internet was going on. Oh, Israel did this.
I'm 50-50 on who, or maybe 30-30 on who it could have been, if you know what I mean, because there's lots of conspiracy. There's no actual evidence for each one of them as such. There's good, what is it? What's it called? Not hearsay. Coincidental evidence.
Anecdotal evidence.
Circumstantial evidence. Yeah. There's loads of that, but no actual physical 100%. This is the gun what shot him. This is the bullet. This is fragmentation. This is like all the DNA reports, the whole lot. Like, if you know what I mean. Where's the CIA?
Definitely off, because like Brian said,
and all of that.
I mean, this whole 3 odd 6, and that's the round he was hit with. I've seen loads of channels on the internet talking about
crime scene stuff.
If you were shot from this kind of distance with that kind of bullet, then your whole neck's gonna explode. and they showed it on dummies and shit, and it's like, yeah, okay, it looks quite fucking savage.
That's what.
But
yes.
yeah, I mean,
that doesn't make that.
Yes, that don't make sense. Yeah, it don't make sense to me either. So
mm-hmm.
so that's why that's what I'm saying. But it's like, well, whatever it is we need to know, and I want to know. But the more people are just making conspiracies about it, it's like, well, why don't you actually where's the physical evidence? Why can't they start crowdfunding for someone and then investigator to actually investigate officially? You know what I mean? And produce all the stuff.
I think it is being investigated, right?
Yeah,
and it's just
that's what I'm
because
saying.
the type of case it is, it's going to take time to get it all
Yeah.
together, and they don't want to ruin the trial by having too much information and evidence getting out there. So they have to be quiet, you know.
Right. So until then, no one can do nothing. It's just going to be conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory and all guesswork. So until we actually see the trial come out and evidence, and even then, will everything come out? It's like, so will it?
Let me ask you
JFK. It's JFK all over again. There's loads of conspiracies about who we still don't actually know. It's interesting, and we obviously know that everyone will hate.
Have you seen the Mikey McCoy video when Charlie gets shot?
No, which one's that?
What one's that?
Do you know who Mikey McCoy even is?
No.
Mikey McCoy is his chief of staff, his right-hand man, supposedly his best friend. The moment we're talking 0.087 seconds of a second, the shot happens, right? And he beelines it out of there. Never looks back. Never even like thinks about what has happened. Supposedly calls Erica Kirk, even though you've heard everybody say that she was there that day. That's not true. She wasn't there.
No, just his kids were there.
No, his kids weren't there either.
No, that's what I'm saying. All the shit that you guys have said, and this is this, and this is right, and this is the way Tyler, blah, blah, blah. That's not true. Tyler's dad didn't turn him in. That's not true.
No, his reverend did.
No, that's not true.
Who turned him in then?
No one turned him in. That's my point, dude. The media got on this so quick that spun everything so fast that everybody started talking about it like they were an expert because this is what people said. And that is not true.
So who said that's not true? The police?
Yeah, the people that are people that dig into this kind of stuff on a whole other level.
But that's not that's again, to me, I want to see until I see anything official notes come out, and then we can start picking through it. If you know what I mean.
But that's not going to come from the government.
No. It will no, but it's going to come from private investigation, which hopefully should be done by his missus, really, isn't it? The amount of money they got that they're going to be investigating every
surely
angle.
It's taken over by the state
and the state as well. I would do my own private investigation, wouldn't you? If you had that money, you'd have both. So why can't there be a public one? What's stopping the public from investigating actually what happened?
They started raising money 3 days. They started selling merch 3 days after the incident happened.
Yeah, well, you would do because you want to promote the TP USA. You take advantage of what happened. It's sad, but that's what you fucking do to try and push what he was and what he was trying to do. You can't. Whoever no, I don't think it is at all. It's pushing in his honour. It's like what's sick would be to ignore it and then ignore what happened. That'd be sick just to forget about it, move on. Oh, don't worry. Charlie's dead now. Forget advertising what happened and tell all the world that this is what's fucking going on in the world and how fucked it is. That's exactly what they should do. Should advertise it across everywhere. Yeah, this is how fucked politics is. This is how fucked politics is, that someone like that gets shot for his beliefs. No matter who shot him, and for what reason, it's because he was talking to people, or he didn't like people, and he's talking good things or bad things about them, and he got shot for that, which is not fucking right, is it? Don't matter what he was saying. I don't agree with a lot of some extreme left people say, but they have the right to fucking say it and have their view if they want. You know what I mean? I won't shoot them for it unless they come to me with violence, and then I'm going to defend myself. He was just sitting there with a microphone talking to people. So if it was Israel, if it's some nutty left wing, it was just some random dude. If it's another country, even if it is his own missus or whatever fucking crazy shit they're coming out with, or his manager, because he's banging his missus or some crazy other shit. That always goes on. There's another billion things we could come out with. Whatever reason, it doesn't stop the fact that he got shot just for talking. That's fucking scary. Because I talk.
Well, the video evidence though of when that happens, and then like the people that were supposedly his best friends and stuff.
Yeah, but how do you know he heard the gunshot? Thought, fuck, someone's shooting. I'm out of here. I don't give a fuck about anyone else. I care about my life in this moment. He's preserving himself. Fight, flight, mate. Have you ever been in a situation where it's really kicking off in a mass crowd?
Billy, you haven't even seen the video.
Yeah, yeah, but it doesn't. I don't need to see the video. If you said he moved at the sound of the gunshot, yeah. So there was the gunshot, and then he moved.
I'm just saying instantly. That's the part that's frustrating me today.
Yeah, but if you heard a gunshot, you'd fucking like move pretty fast. I'd fucking move if someone was firing a gun and you just see that. You'd be like, boom, I'm off. Or you're going to dive on the floor. Or not many people are trained in the moment to then just act on straight away on a positive note. Everyone would have froze at that moment. It's like,
watch the fucking video, dude, because everybody else is ducking and he is not. He is beelining it the fuck out of there.
Yeah, fight, flight. He just started to run. So did he do it then? He's saying he shot him and then he's running out of there.
Like, it's pretty frustrating what you're saying? If you don't even watch the video.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Why did he run? Why are they saying, why did he run? This is what I'm saying.
Watch the video then.
But hold on. No, but why should I watch the video? Yeah, but if you're saying he ran away, the gunshot happened and then he ran. Okay. So why did he...
Find out for yourself.
Yeah, what he's talking about, Billy, is there's a video that's gone out on Jimmy Dore. You know Jimmy Dore?
Yeah.
And he points it out and he slows it down like Brian said. He takes it second by second.
No, Ian Carroll came out with that. And another gentleman had come up with that.
But there's going to be loads of YouTube people covering this story from that perspective.
Right.
The channel I've seen it one was Jimmy Dore.
Right.
But it's the same video.
My point is you don't know shit about it and you're talking about it, man. That's frustrating as fuck. That's why I'm quiet. If I don't know about something, I don't speak on it.
No, but I want to discuss about it. So what you're saying is his manager.
Don't tell me that's not right.
No. So what you're saying is his manager, the moment just as the shot happened, his manager then.
Chief of staff is what I said.
Yeah,
his fucking right hand man.
So what is his chief?
The moment he's assassinated, that dude leaves. His guilty conscience. You can watch it on film. So what they're saying is that he's involved deeply. That he either shot him or he's the one that would have arranged it, and that's why he's got a guilty conscience. This is all I am saying is something is up because I have studied body language from playing poker, and I assure you, there's a lot of other people saying it's not just me. But
So
looks
a dodgy cunt. Yeah. See, I'm not bothered about the video. So that's a consensus that he looks dodgy and he's fucking. So obviously that's a good reason to want, but so that's what they're blaming him is involved somewhere. So they're blaming his chief of staff is involved in his assassination, and that's the conspiracy.
All I'm saying is watch it for yourself and see and if you still think that somebody, maybe Tyler did do it, right? But that doesn't mean that there's something there where people knew that something was going to happen.
This is what I want to discuss the actual conspiracy. Whether I care if he done it or not, that's irrelevant. I just want to see hard facts about what is the conspiracy I'm looking for.
Hard facts is that they cleaned up the murder scene immediately.
That was odd as well, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a bit quick. That's what I'm asking. What happened to remember CSI Investigations, the series? On all of that, where you'd get massive forensics in there, and they'd have tents up for days. We've had tents up for weeks in places in the UK. How long was tents up there for? Because that was quite quick, wasn't it? And remember when we got shot, Mackie? You said, well, obviously they're going to have a team on there with blood and like an ambulance just in case this shit happens, because obviously he's a target, and he didn't, did he?
No, but this is what when I initially seen it,
because we discussed this, didn't we? Yeah.
A lot of blood was lost, and I thought he would have been dead unless they keep a team with him like they do with the president. That there would have been some van kept aside just in case it happened because he got so many death threats. And when I saw that wasn't the case, and he was just getting loaded into the back of the fucking van, but he's probably going to die. There's no way they could save him after that. But that's all. There's so many things to go through
really
here
odd,
that's
it?
been said, and I'm not saying that I think strongly either way that this is the way it went down. What I'm saying is I like to reserve judgment until I know more about it. And there's going to be so much bullshit put out there on the mainstream media and over the internet media as well, because people are just going for clicks, regardless of what version of media they're coming for. And they'll say wild shit, man. And we need to have actual substantial evidence to support any of these claims. We don't know how somebody would react when they've just seen somebody they've worked with for many years get shot. We can't just assume that because he acted in this specific way that he was killed by this person or there was a plan against him. We need to see some kind of evidence to back that up, and I haven't seen that yet.
What's it called?
It's not like I haven't looked into it.
Offuscation or something like of truth.
Obfuscation.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and
I'm not saying that it's not the case. It could definitely be the case that they fucking set something up and they did kill him, but there needs to be some kind of evidence to.
I think this is going to be just as big as the JFK in history, if you know what I mean.
Maybe.
Because I think this is somebody set up the wrong ignition switch, and they're going to regret this. The reason I'm so passionate about this is because I believe that this could be the catalyst that would start like a World War III.
Oh yeah, totally.
This started off.
This is massive. This is a massive event.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be a state or the Jewish state or the Israelis or whatever. It could just be a pissed off, rich, usually probably Jewish or Zionist type person that did this. And outside,
it's an extremist, isn't it? Yeah. It's someone who is an actual fascist because they don't like someone else's views and they're willing them to use violence against them. So an actual fascist killed Charlie Kirk. It doesn't matter if they're left or right or centre. They're a fascist, if you know what I mean.
Somebody powerful.
Yeah. Definitely. Elite. Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's the part that's scary.
Yeah, that's the difference. It's either someone powerful and elite or some crazy left-wing nut job who could have done it and got lucky. But the scariest thing is the fact that we know there is a lot of elites and powerful people out there who are doing things like this, and as people, like you say, Brian, we're scared and passionate about this because this makes such a fucking difference to our lives, like in the world we live in. It's a bit scary as well because obviously you've got children to fucking look and a family to protect, so it's even more closer to you because it's in your country, if you know what I mean. It's happening to the people around you. It's like, say, it affects your life directly. If you had like you say, if you had an American flag outside your house during fucking voting time and shit, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, is that, you've got to worry about that sort of thing. So obviously the passion's definitely going to fucking be there. And I think that's the problem sometimes is people get far too involved in their passion because they don't have some other life, if you know what I mean. You've got a life and a business to concentrate on, so obviously this shit ain't on your head all the time, but you obviously do concentrate on it because it fucking affects your life and your business. But some people just there 24/7 like thinking this shit, and it's like, no, get a life and actually do something a bit more about your local things, what's going on. Like, you can't obviously because having a family and business, but you do because obviously I've heard you get involved in shit. So it's again like this is fascism. Like that was, I do think Charlie Kirk being shot is pure fascism because it is using extreme violence to silence
I would
your
say
opponent.
That's the best definition of what we were trying to say.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, definitely there. Also, it says here because it says promoting aggressive sort of behaviour as such, aggressive use of force, and as well sort of like on it. So it's above the individual as well, sort of thing. So which Charlie Kirk is almost above the. Say they're oppressing everyone else to say if you speak the wrong speak, we can shoot you, we can destroy your life, we can put you in prison, like cancel you online. If you know what I mean, you can lose your job. Obviously, the most extreme fascism is Charlie Kirk being killed, but obviously people losing their jobs for what they say and think, or being. Some people have been shot at, haven't they, for having Trump signs outside their house and shit like that. As it's like, I'm not sure if it's been swinging the other way as well. So again, it's the authoritarianism of it again, which is the scary part, I think, as well, because you don't want that sort of like you say, you go to events, sort of, what do you get some extreme it's at your events like that. That's putting your life in danger just because you're fucking at work. It's like that is not what you need, is it? Really, to be honest. And I think that's scary things about the way the mainstream media push it on people as well, where they're calling people fascists. Because Charlie himself was called a fascist, wasn't he, for ages before he got shot? And it's like
because that's what they do. They just call people fascists. It has fascist. No meaning. Yeah, it has. If you just don't agree 100% with, if you don't think men can have babies, you're a fascist. If you think a woman can have a penis, if you don't think a woman can have a penis, you're a fascist. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can't even have legitimate discussions with most of the left anymore. They just get emotional and stop being friends with you. That's what happens. We've seen it happen many times, man. I used to be a crazy lefty, and the amount of political discussions I had with my friends who are on the right, I had them all the fucking time. None of them ever fell out with me. But now I lean right, and I don't believe all the bullshit about the left mainstream propaganda networks are fucking saying. Then I've lost fucking 10 lefty friends because I have a different political perspective than them. When it was the other way around, I never lost any friends, but now lose them all the fucking time just because they don't line up with you 100%.
So who was your person that you were listening to when you were on that side of the fence? Like who?
Young Turks, David Pacman. Yeah, just and what opened my eyes was
I like Young Turks. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of this shit, but I like listening to them.
They're not too bad,
Chank guy can be
sometimes,
He can be annoying sometimes. He gets too passionate, as to feel. I mean, he gets too rolled
fake
up
sometimes. Though.
Yeah, he does feel fake sometimes.
I will say this
trying
though.
to sell it. He's selling something. He's selling himself, isn't he? So he's making money.
He does seem pro-America because I've never heard him really say like.
He is sort of pro-America in that sort of film. In the original America, as such, in the original American dream.
I respect, but somebody that's on the other side of the aisle, when they still are like pro-America first, because I feel like that kind of.
Because he makes money out of America, if you get what I mean. So he understands how America really works because he's making money from it. So he's like, that's why he likes it, because he likes the idea of it being. But it is, he likes the idea of being able to. But that's what I'm saying. He likes the idea of it to support himself and his family, and then just it's like I've now set my entire family and generations of my family up for the future. If you know what I mean. So that's why he loves America, because he's got the freedom of speech to be able to fucking say what he believes. Which he does, and I believe he should be able to have his beliefs. Money. But someone should be able to have the belief. Yeah, but everyone takes money. That's what his job is. He's a news person. He's being paid to talk. That's his job.
But we just have to be aware of where his intentions lie.
Yeah, exactly. But his intentions are obviously to side for his own side because that's what he thinks. But because he's in America, he should have that freedom to say what he wants and get paid. If someone wants to pay him to say it, then as long as he's not sort of saying, we should go to war and shoot these line of people. It's like, that's a bit fucking extreme, mate. It's like, but he doesn't, does he? He tries to debate people like Charlie did. So that's what it is, he's debatist. He might be a bit extreme.
You need to see people with different opinions
discussing exactly, these things. He gets a bit irate and argues, but at least he lets someone else have an opinion. He don't pull out a gun and go, I don't agree with you, blam, you're dead. At least he does have a passionate shouting match with him, then leaves. If you know what I mean? Goes his own way.
Yeah, that's the way it should be, man.
And which is the way it fucking should be, which is what America is and what the Greek philosophy really stood upon, which is what we get freedom of speech from, is you to stand there and to debate and to debate and to debate and philosophize over a subject, walk away and think, I wonder if he's changed my mind or not, and then think about it for a while and then come back and do it again, if you know what I mean, until eventually you come to a conclusion because you've debated so much. Do you know what I mean? And you're either going to be on one way or the other. And we've lost that sort of thing. Now it's like, as soon as you disagree with, you fucking Nazi, fascist cunt, I ain't going to listen to you. It's like, hang on a minute. Like, I just had a slightly different opinion. Don't mean I'm a right wing. I believe like they should legalise all cannabis and all drugs, in fact, completely. It should be an open market. It's like, isn't that liberal? It's like, I don't agree in slavery.
Yeah, liberal's not the same as left anymore, is it?
No, exactly. That's the difference. It's like it's been hijacked. It is now
extreme. Like subsects.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the old sort of The old left wing, as such we called them, they're not the left wing anymore. They're liberals. We just called them the left wing because it's left wing versus right wing. There was no extremism. It was just like, no, I'm a bit more nationalist. I don't want so many people coming into my country because it's smaller. We can't be like America and other bigger countries. We need, because we haven't got the resources. We're a little fucking island with not so much money. Because our government fucked up our empire.
Adam Bomb said there's so many sheep in the USA now. It's the same in the UK, mate. And it's
they're all
both
fighting
sides,
each other, man. Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? That
it seems as if it's done by design. It's
totally
getting to look like that because it's happening in so many places around the world. The
same,
exact same shit.
The
it's
same
done by
thing
design,
in all the G7 countries, if you notice as well. Sort of, there's a few more, but the main G7 are the ones going through all the same shit. It's like it don't matter if you're left or right. You're only just a little bit left, a little bit right. We're all sort of central on most things. Most of us don't want fucking paedophiles roaming free, do we? We don't like rapists. We don't like murder. We don't like robbery. Sort of like we generally want a normal life. We want to be able to go to work, earn some money, enjoy what we do. Like that's not a left or right way of thinking, is it? That's just a human way of thinking. We all want food. We all want different types of food. We all want to meet different people and talk about different things. Go to the cinemas and watch different films from around the world and shit. So, but without that single identity, then we lose all that, don't we? We all just become this big, 1984 sort of like globalist. Yeah, globally. It's like a globalist project, isn't it? We are because it says here the economic stuff is basically the corporatist economy, where private enterprise serves state goals, which is pretty much what we got now, isn't it? All our electric is supplied by private people who are not supplying it. The water companies are supplying it, shit water, and taking loads of money. The roads are not being fixed, if you know what I mean. Same in the USA, innit? All the roads are fucked up out there as well. Like, the railways are falling apart as well out there, aren't they? As well as here, that sort of thing. So it's like we're not keeping up with modern technology. You look at some of the Maga Rail, the Magaluf, the magnetic railway they have in Japan and fucking China and shit, where you got 300-mile-an-hour bullet trains. And you got sort of nothing. What gets me is like the war against hemp in the USA and the UK and Europe. It's like we could build everything out of it, make our countries so technologically advanced, but yet we just ignore it. And again, it's the fascism and the corporate economy that's doing that, because they decided hemp can take over all our businesses. It can take over the paper and the oil and the cotton industries and the fuel industries. It can take sort of like diesel. There'll be everywhere. There'll be no petrol to use because it will be made from fucking hemp. So it'd be biofuel, which is basically diesel. Yeah, which is what the original fucking car was designed from Ford, wasn't it? It was fucking run on hemp fuel. So hemp diesel he made, right. So it's like that was going to be the mass production car. So imagine that. Imagine how much hemp there'd be. But it's like, no, imagine what Africa would be like if it was allowed to grow hemp across it. It wouldn't take much to sort out some irrigation in a lot of the countries, if you know what I mean. And they'd be fucking, a lot of their problems would be solved. We'd have loads of hemp being across the country world. All that plastic would be hemp, so that'd solve that problem, if you know what I mean. There'd be no microfiber plastics everywhere. Could everything be from hemp and it'd biodegrade? So again, like this fascist corporate fucking government, which we got, who are the actual fascists rather than the people who are speaking against it, like us as such. We're the fascists. It's them, because it's centralised. It's a centralised autocracy. If you know what I mean. It says with no tolerance for democracy, which is exactly what we have in the fucking UK right now. Exactly, no free press or pluralism, like belief in and the belief in the national social hierarchy, which is again, well, there is a hierarchy. If your belief isn't the way there is, then you're seen as lower. You're not part of the liberal elite, as they say. Like you can't be in the newspapers, you can't be on the news stations reading the news, talking the news on the radio, you can't be on the TV shows because as soon as you have a different view, you're kicked off. You know what I mean? So it's this is what we are living in a fascist dictatorial regime now in the UK, whereas me and Mackie are seen as the fascists because we want to wave our flag and want to sort of have our country back to how it was a bit more, where there was jobs and housing, people could afford to do shit. If you know what I mean? Because
that should be scary to people.
Oh, it is the amount of people we've had in our country when it's such a small island and nothing's changed. We've hardly had any houses built or new hospitals and doctors and nurses or schools or that. Everything's been completely taken over because there isn't any room. If you know what I mean? So it's making like little enclaves of people who, when they come here, why should they learn to speak English? They don't have to. You know what I mean?
So when the roads start to fall apart and stuff, does that fall on the prime minister or does that fall on the royal family?
That falls on the prime minister because he's meant to allocate the funds to local government, who then are meant to allocate the funds to fix the roads. But obviously they don't, and everything's like given to private business. So the prime minister will say, "Here's X amount of money for the road funding for all the roads across the UK," and then they allocate each amount to each separate district, and in that district to have a contract with a company. So there will be different company for different areas, if you know what I mean. So it won't be the same company across the entire of the UK responsible for the roads. It'd be different. So then they get then they are probably subcontract as well, because obviously they needed to employ companies to then do sections of the road, because Cornwall, say, is quite big and there's lots of section of the road. One to do the logistics of that is going to be quite difficult. So they have different sections. You have the north, south, east, west like divisions and all of that. And so again, it's money, and our roads here are shit. They're always working on them, but they're always shit. So
same here, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It seems like it's the same there. It's like the railways as well, always shit. Not really working properly anymore. We've still got the railways from like the early, like fucking 1900s sort of thing. I'm not sure how much we've upgraded our fucking sewers for water as well, and our water pipes are fucked. This country's falling apart. It's because we haven't upgraded. If you know what I mean, if everything's too expensive, everything's been siphoned off to a private company. So like the NHS has gone private. So like, imagine this: when the NHS started giving out private contracts, you've got all the knives and forks for all the hospitals. Imagine if someone got that contract. Then all the curtains for around the bed, someone got that contract. Then all the bed sheets, someone got that contract. All the beds, someone got that contract. All the actual curtains on the windows in the place, someone got that contract. All the doors, someone got that contract. Yeah, if you go through all of that list of how many contracts would have been handed out to companies, and how much, so then you've got to pay their managers and all of that, and their profits are being taken before we even get our curtains and knives and forks and plastic. Yeah, so that's how we've been siphoned off our money in the UK, and that's how it's centralised the autocracy. See what I mean? There's no democracy there. We don't hand out the contracts. We don't decide who does that for how much money, if it's good enough. That's done by the local people, and they get paid in the envelopes, obviously, who gets the contracts to supply the curtains. Oh, we need some new curtains. Like, who's going to get the curtains contract? And then someone will offer you, like, a curtain contract amount of money in an envelope. So here's a bonus. Yeah, I can give you a ride on my yacht, allegedly, and a few holidays. Here's some hookers, by the way, who are just standing there. They just happen to be on my boat at the same time as you. Ignore them. With all the bags of cocaine as well. Ignore that. So, allegedly. It seems that's what goes on. That's what. So, as far I think what I say, we live in a fascist regime in the UK now.
I don't think so. Not yet. We're on the way there.
Okay.
Definitely.
How much? Well, so what percentage of fascism do you think? Because we have because we're going through it like we're ticking all the boxes here, Mackie. We've literally ticked 90% of the boxes, apart from the dictatorial leadership with the charismatic leader, because obviously fucking Starmer
Right.
charismatic
And nationalist.
and nationalist. Yeah, exactly. So we haven't got that absolute loyalty. He has the like absolute loyalty of like his leaders, so he has
But it's
that
not
for them.
forced, is it?
No, but it's not forced.
They
No,
don't force us to
no,
mandatory love the government.
no,
We can
no, not
say
yet.
shit about
Yeah,
the Labour
yeah.
Party as long as we don't give threats towards people
Oh no,
or we
I
don't
don't want
use
to do
hate
that.
crime. So we can say in this country, Keir Starmer is a
Quite a
useless
lot.
piece of
Yeah.
shit,
Oh yeah, of course he is.
and
Yeah.
we won't get thrown in
He's a
prison for
good.
that.
Lammy's
When we
even a
can
bigger
get thrown
cock
in
than what
prison
he
for
is,
that,
but
that's a little bit of a
yeah.
fascist
So
country
yeah,
we're living in. So I don't think we're there yet.
So no, none on that, and no on the ultra nationalism. But we have like the militarization almost because people are being forced. I say that into prison for what we're saying and having your life. It is a way of
But that's
military
not the
thought, 'cause
military doing it.
no,
It's
but
not a
it's the police.
gunpoint.
No, I know, but it is your life. I would say it's close to it, and it's with
I
the
don't know,
threat of
man.
violence. So I would say that's half. We're at least half of there, but we're in under authoritarian control because we're not allowed
Yeah.
a free press. We're not really allowed a free press, if you know what I mean.
We're getting there again. I don't think it's fully authoritarian, but it's heading in that
It's that
direction.
direction. Yes, that's what I'm saying. We're all of these are ticking the boxes. I mean, we're
You know, I
definitely
see it
under
like
corporate control and economy.
if it was under a V for Vendetta kind of fucking government, then
Yeah,
yeah, that would be
yeah.
totalitarian, real
So
authoritarian shit.
we're more fas. The first three letter. We're fash. We're not the ism yet, or the schism. We haven't reached the schisms. We're just the fash.
Mm.
We're just a bit fash at the minute. There's no ism.
Yeah, I don't think we're at fascism yet. We're heading towards authoritarianism. I just don't know. Maybe what my perspective is of those things is a little bit darker than everybody else's. But there's definitely shit going on in the UK here that needs to be fucking fixed. They're definitely not going in the right direction. But when you've seen fascist dictatorships around the world and what they are really like, when you've seen authoritarianism, it just seems to diminish what that shit was.
Yeah,
When we
we're
start
not,
saying country
we're
is
not.
like that. When we're living in fucking Britain in 2025, there's some issues, but it's still, like I said earlier, one of the best countries in the world. And we're very
Tiananmen
lucky to be able to
Square
live in
hasn't
this.
happened yet. Like
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do understand what you mean. Yeah, and to be honest, that's sort of where I sort of draw the line of fascism because we ain't under Mussolini or Hitler, if you know what I mean. But
Not yet.
but we're like the halfway there with a modern day version of it. It's not
I just
through
think
military with guns, but it's under. We have some under threat. We're under threat of something. Maybe not violence, but we're under
I
threat
think
of.
we have serious problems with the media on both sides of
Yeah.
the pond.
Oh
Man.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
The media
Yeah.
causes so much fucking trouble. They lie about so much.
And to be honest, I think America has a far bigger problem with the media than what we do here.
But yeah, we got the BBC. They've got
Yeah, yeah,
the
exactly.
American versions of the BBC, but numerous of them. You know
The
what I
thing,
mean?
the BBC, a lot of people see through the BBC because of obviously Jimmy Savile and a few other things that have happened. So that's opened up their eyes. But Brian, like, what's the take on the? Obviously, not your personal take on the media, like the people around you. How do they see the media in general in over there?
Well, the ones that are paying attention, I would say, are starting to question why a lot of this stuff is being sold off. Like TikTok and stuff was just sold off. Paramount and all this stuff is sold off to one family, the Ellison family. Just like on the other side, like the Murdochs and stuff, they run Fox. So it's
The
I think
corporate control side of things.
most Americans view it as that there's like certain families that now try to tell you what to think. And Jeff Bezos is one of those. I think he owns the Post, right? So it's almost like if you're wealthy now, you need to control or buy a large media conglomerate so that you can get your agendas out there. What about the Daily Mail? Is that big in y'all's? That's kind of like y'all's TMZ,
Yeah, it's
right?
big, but it's a rag, mate. The shit they
Yeah.
post in there.
But I mean, it's TMZ though, right?
But all papers, all networks, and any mainstream media news organization I have zero trust for, regardless of what side it's printing for. Zero trust. Everything seems to be spun in some direction for some kind of narrative and agenda. Everything does, man, on both sides. And the left is definitely far worse than the right. The left is so crazy. That shit is just, it's on cult level kind of madness that goes on with the left. The double standards, the hypocrisy, the things they think is bad when the Republicans do it, for example. It could be anybody else, but but then they'll do the exact same thing and make excuses for it and pretend like it's a good thing. They're all corrupt as each other, but the left is far more gone than the right is, as far as I can see. But that's just my opinion on it. And it's simply down to the fucking news, man. The news has pushed it so much, and there's definitely right wing news organizations, but I feel like there's a lot more left.
Yeah. Also, like most people like say you're not really left, or you're not really like, you just have a view on something. Unless your view's an extreme view, and then you're an extremist on that subject, aren't you? It's like so.
Well, I definitely sit. I say I sit in the center, maybe lean a little bit right nowadays because people do as they get older, they get a little bit more conservative. That's just the way things are. I used to lean more to the left, and that's because I was young.
They get more money.
Yeah, they're both. That's the thing. As you develop through life, you should be gaining more money, hopefully, and that makes you more conservative because you don't want people taking your shit. But when you're young and you don't have much, then you need
to share that shit with me. And then when you got it,
see, that's the problem. Is if capitalism was run properly, then the people who sort of are sitting there thinking, I want to share it with me, wouldn't worry about sharing it with me because they'd have a decent job, learning something at a decent wage, and they'd be able to achieve what they want quick enough to not worry, if you know what I mean. They'd be part of the system then because it's a good system, and they'd be able to supply what they want. They'd be able to get money if they were intelligent enough to start a business or to work for one and work their way up because they'd be getting better money, if you know what I mean.
Because the system is still fucked.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So if the system is a great system, but it's still so fucked.
But it's corrupt system. It's corrupt. Yeah, exactly.
It's
crony capitalism. That's the problem. Capitalism is a great thing if it's run correctly, but it's not because of like the corruption within it has crept into it, sort of thing, and what's always been in part of it. So, but fair business is brilliant, if you know what I mean. It's like two people selling burgers against it. Yeah, you got one burger shop versus another burger shop, and they're going to fight each other over prices and how great their burgers are. We're the winners over that, if you know what I mean. But as soon as they both start giving it, oh, hang on, we're going to start then teaming up like, oh, yeah, fuck it. Like, we're both selling our burgers at £10 each instead of like £2, and they're going to taste like shit because we're both going to, like, instead of giving 100% beef, we're going to mix it with fucking rats. And that's it. You've got no choice. Then you've got a choice of like that rat burger or that rat burger, ain't you? It's like because they're like siding with each other, which is our problem. So if they were run properly, then everyone would be on the good money. Everyone would pay that £10 because it's for a decent burger. So the person making it gets good money.
Economics is complex, man. Exactly. Government. So, it's all complex shit.
If we're all getting a fair deal, then we're gonna. That's how we're gonna live. If you know what I mean, because that's how we really lived, on fair deals. Like, and that's how industrialization and the economy started. Because if you didn't get a fair deal, you wouldn't buy it or work for it. If you know what I mean, because we could have provided for ourselves. We was able to farm for ourselves. We was able to grow our own fucking vegetables in our own little village on our own land. If you know what I mean, before the government's come and took it all off us. So it's only them creating the fascism and the system. So like, as people, we're not really the fascists, are we? It's the system we've lived in and created by the extremists and the people with the money. So that's real fascism as well. I think is the hoarding of money and not doing anything with it. I can understand people having a lot of money. That's a good thing. But it's when you're not really doing nothing with it to benefit mankind as well as yourself. You know what I mean? It's like the amount of billionaires out there should have hemp companies going and things like that. Helping Africa out, and because it could just grow out there so fucking easily. Spain as well. There should be loads of hemp being grown in Spain because of the climate. They get a lot of Italy would be able to do it. So southern Germany would be able to do it there quite easily. It's like, to me, it's a bit sort of like dictatorial. Again, like this fascist regime across the world. It's not just obviously individual. It's this. Would it be the World Economic Forum or or whoever controls all of that type of thing?
The Illuminati, bro.
Yeah, exactly. We always come back to it, don't we? The global cabal elites that choose the laws and the regimes we live under, which is the real
Hey,
fascism.
do you guys know who Peter Thiel is?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sort
So
of.
so he gave a 4-part speech on the Antichrist, and some of the highlights were that he called Greta Thunberg that he believes that she could be the Antichrist, and he was being serious about this.
I can understand. I can understand why that's kind of
So
funny.
what the
It
fuck's
is
going
funny,
on with our world,
but
dude?
yeah,
I mean, what?
exactly though. But that's how dark shit is at the minute. That could almost be true. Because this climate fucking stuff is all bullshit, isn't it?
Peter Thiel is
Yeah.
scary to me, but his business partner that runs Planeteer with the fucking crazy ass hair, that dude, if you listen to that guy talk, he seems like he doesn't give a fuck about humanity. And that's the part where I'm like, whoa, like why are all these people getting these positions that will openly kind of like balk at questions like should humanity exist in the future? And it's almost like, not really sure on that.
Crazy.
Like
Ah, yeah, but yeah,
what is
but like,
going on around here,
yeah,
dude? What do you
yeah.
mean? That's like the easiest softball question ever. Should everybody still exist? Yes, I think that everyone should still be
Well,
here.
I don't
Yes.
think everyone should still exist because, like, we'd fill up quite quickly. We should all have a cycle of life and death, if you know what I mean. But
Oh no,
as a
I didn't mean
spit,
it like that.
but as a species, yeah, like we. But
You should die off.
but then my thought on that actually is like, right, when we die, why do we die? Because our
Why
body
do we die?
fails, doesn't it? Our body failure, unless we get shot in the brain, obviously, if you know what I mean, or head trauma and the brain, or something wrong in the brain. So it's normally the body that fails. So obviously, once we get to the technology, if we're able to put a brain in, do brain surgery, so we can brain swap, put a brain into like a cyborg or something, then wouldn't we choose that? So imagine like you get to 75, you've got enough money to do a cyborg brain transplant. You either die or transplant your brain into a cyborg, and then you carry on living in that cyborg. And if your
That's the
leg
mark of
break,
the beast.
and if your leg breaks down, then well, you just get replaced with a new cyborg leg, innit? Because it's just robotics. They just print a new one out. 3D print you a new one, sorted, clip in and out. Cheers, mate. After your 10-minute appointment with your robo doc, done. New leg, sorted. Yeah. You broke it climbing the mountains, Everest. You're walking up Everest having a blunt, even though it don't do nothing to your robot, but it still affects your brain. So you're sorted. Yeah. So why would you not do that? I think a lot of people would. You've got the choice of
Maybe they
either
already have.
dying. Yeah,
I
exactly. Yeah,
definitely
maybe
think a
they
lot
would
of
have.
people would.
Yeah,
But I also think
I would
that
think it's a high percentage. Anyone in chat, would you say no or yes or no to that one? What do you reckon? Would you be a robot brain?
that's mentioned in the Bible. Did you know that?
Was it?
No.
People will only be able to buy and sell goods with a mark on the forehead or a mark on the wrist.
Ah,
And a lot of people believe that's going to be like a little chip, like they do for dogs, but some kind of version of that. So I do think
Yeah.
that will be coming one day. I just hope that it doesn't happen, and I guess my kid's lifetime.
20 years, man. It's coming.
Yeah, you
And
think
they'll
people
make
will be
yeah,
chipped up?
yeah, some people are already.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like what we're already here at a lot of the stuff. Like if you're into theology and the conspiracy, I guess, of some of that stuff with the end of the world and all that kind of stuff, there are a lot of signs right now that are kind of showing that there's just so much turmoil that something I feel like has to happen eventually. Something very traumatic.
Hmm.
yeah. I do think as a species we're heading towards robot brains personally.
Yeah.
Because the Neuralink as well, if you know what I mean, that's happening.
Yeah.
The people it's helping now is brilliant for them. So obviously they're going to be pushing it forward. But so I think everyone will eventually. When you get to 75 and they're saying like you're going to be dead tomorrow, or we do give you this. It's a hard decision to just say, nah, mate, fuck that. Because even though I've had a fucked up life, I still like enjoy life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So and it's my body that hurts. You know what I mean? So if I'm me, my soul is my brain and my brain's functions and the electrodes and the connectivity. If that's my soul, as such, then yeah, it's a very difficult thing to do, isn't it? You know what I mean? To say no to that.
I don't know. It's a tough one, man, because you don't know what position.
Yeah,
At
but
some
you
point, do you
believe
just get sick of
in
it?
the simulation. Will you get sick of the simulation? Yeah, but you
Well, yeah,
have
you'll get sick of the
grandkids, man.
simulation.
But what about
But
your grandkids and your dogs
well,
you've got? You have to
because you
leave
don't
them
have
behind. Well, you will do. You would have had a grand because it's at the end of your
No, you
natural
wouldn't.
life. So you
No,
do now,
because
don't you? So
by
you've
that
got
point,
children now. So
really,
your
every time I
children
try
would
and
have had
say something,
children.
you talk over me, bro.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
It's at that stage, like with Brave New World, it doesn't mean about people are having their own biological children. They could be grown instead. So when you say you have grandkids and things like that, there might be kids to replace humans, but it doesn't mean that they're going to biologically belong to somebody. It could have just been grown in a lab, like in Brave New World. You know what I mean? So maybe you don't have grandkids.
You wouldn't look after them, so you wouldn't have no attachment to us because you're just a bot. As
Well,
such.
I'm not saying me. I'm saying in the
Yeah.
future when we have this kind of technology, would you even have biological
Okay,
children?
yeah. Once you've gone through the original circle of people sort of having attachment to their children, then losing that because obviously everyone's turned into bots. So then no one's having children, so you're not.
Oh,
So
no,
after
even the
like,
human stage.
so yeah, so after even the human, so after a few
Like,
generations, that's
have you
gone,
read
isn't
Brave
it?
New
Yeah.
World by Aldous
Yeah,
Huxley?
yeah, I understand what you mean. So yes,
So people don't have children anymore. Though
Yeah.
they do, but they're considered the savages who live outside of the
the
cities.
savage. Yeah, they're a separate bunch. Yeah, you're a
But the people
subspecies.
involved in the party don't have babies. They take their shit to stay sterile and they just grow their babies in the lab. And that's where the term moron comes from, an alpha moron from that book there and that story.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe that is part of the future where we don't have biological children anymore. And then you won't have grandkids. You got nothing really connects you. You just live in this life doing shit and you get bored. So you jump into the simulations, come and live out some crazy life where there were challenges in life.
So
I mean?
literally within 3 generations of the original like cyborg implants, we're talking that misconnection of owning, like, oh well, not owning, like being part of a family and child would go. Yeah, so yeah,
maybe
that is true. Good point, actually. Because I'm thinking as we are now as a species, like, but rather than,
but we'll change soon.
But we'll change once we've all decided originally to go that brain implant. That would change straight away, wouldn't it? Because you become robotic.
But you got to think as well, like, would women, if a woman and a man, say 2 people get together, they want to go have a baby, and would it be easier for them if they could do the whole gene editing thing and have it grown in a lab and have it all healthy, still your genetics, still biologically yours, same DNA and all that shit, like a cannabis seed, for example, 2 strains put together, it's still going to be your biological child. But the woman doesn't have to go through the whole childbirth thing.
Yeah, there's no connection there for the woman, so that's a bit.
You know what I mean? So there's going to be a large majority. Well, I don't know. I'm not a woman. I wouldn't want to assume, but I would think that it would be a large majority of women who would be like, "Oh, I don't have to do that, but I can still have a kid. Yeah, let's do that." Maybe, I don't know.
Surrogates. That's what
Surrogates,
rich people in America do.
Yeah. But this is already happening. The rich people are already choosing to do this, aren't they?
Well, that's why I'm agreeing with what you guys I feel like you're going towards is robot surrogates and robot girlfriends and robot.
Yeah,
and
it's already happening.
I see that in Japan. It seems like Japan, they're really into not real physical touch anymore, which is really sad. They all, or at least the men, they're into like fuck bots and stuff, and the women are sadly like, they're not pursued as much anymore. And I hope that society doesn't follow suit into a lot of that stuff where technology is the dopamine fix instead of an actual relationship.
But that's almost happening now with your phone, isn't it? A lot of people have a relationship with their
Yeah.
phone or their screen on yeah.
That's what I'm
So
saying, Billy. This shit's
yeah,
scary, dude.
yeah,
Mackie,
it
the
is,
same,
isn't it?
you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like
It's like it's so fucking nervous. It's like, what are
where
we
we're going
doing?
is that, but like, but it's a lot easier to dictate have a fascist regime when people are all locked into screens and they're sort of kept in their cells and units, given not a universal credit as such, but they're given like supplied all the food and the rent, the money, the
The
electricity.
universal basic income. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah, and that's the way we're sort of heading in a way, with their brains wired up to some sort of system. Like the simulation is almost we're almost creating the simulation, even though we don't live in one. It's like we're creating our own one as well. We're all going
The
to be living it
simulation
in
created a simulation.
yeah, because
That's what
it's
it feels like.
yeah, like because that's what you're naturally urged towards, because that's what you naturally are a part of. Don't know, Tron sort of thing is the future, and we're going to be fighting like the people who are being controlled, bots, want to fight out the regime. They don't want to be morons and ultra morons anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So like the programs, isn't it? Fight back, because that's what they are in Tron, isn't it? They're deleted programs or unused programs, and or just programs that don't mean anything, don't really do nothing, unimportant. So, which is what we are, as we're seen as, ain't we, as people? We're seen as unimportant programs or a species. Do you
Yeah,
think we're
definitely
in
to the uber elite. I believe they see us as like a cattle. Would be probably the best way to dumb them.
yeah,
And if you just shoe them and hurt them, they'll just all follow each other.
yeah?
You know,
The term sheep is there for a
football.
reason.
We
yeah,
love
yeah,
football.
yeah. I can.
And I love
Yeah,
football.
yeah,
I watch
exactly. That's the
football before
problem.
the
Yeah,
city.
I love
Yeah.
football as well, but I'm not some dumb retard. Like, and that's what all life is football. Like, if you know what I mean. It's like no, there's like a billion other things in life. You got to have a list of 100 things to do in life, if you know what I mean. Football should be just be one of them, or sport, a sport. Some people like mountaineering, or pool, or snooker, climbing, or they do a Pilates or something. That's their football, if you know what I mean. But that's their thing. They get a hit out of it from dopamine and the exercise hit and all of that style of things. So we all need like variety in our life. I think that's an issue as well. Is people we're not having so much variety. Do you think that's again we're being plugged into like a system, the computer brain, because it's in your hand at the minute, so it won't take long before it's implanted into your brain. How many years? I would say possibly within 50 years, we could be doing that quite commonly. It would be introduced because
Maybe.
if we continue down this path with technology evolving quickly, then someone offers you a super chip to attach to your brain, so you know everything the internet knows. It's like so if
Yeah,
you
that's gonna
yeah
happen for sure. In
yeah
my opinion.
so yeah
Yeah.
yeah so and then after that you then chipped up. So then why do you not then just transplant your brain then into a robot? You're already chipped up. Might as well just do the rest. Carry on. So in 100 years'
But
time, after that 50 years initial, we could be, like Mackie says, surrogates everywhere in some massive warehouse, printing out babies.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of printing out babies, we've discovered how to just grow a brain. So the brain just gets implanted then into a bot. So you're just a cyborg baby. But obviously, because you're a young brain, you'll just be in a smaller suit, and then your suit would just get bigger naturally, like you would. The brain and natural grow, if you know what I mean. So you'd still be a baby, but you'd be a baby in a baby suit, if you know what I mean. So
No, don't.
So your brain, they'd implant the baby's brain.
You have
Yeah.
the adult consciousness in a baby body.
No, because you're a new brain being
No.
bred, so you're a new life. So you got to learn. So your brain gets put into a small suit, like say a 2-year-old child-size suit. So then, like you're taught, then you don't have to learn to walk as such, because the suit teaches the brain that it's like a symbiotic thing. So you're learning how to walk, but the suit's teaching the brain this is how you walk and how you control the suit. But it's you, yeah. So you'd be some sort of, so you're just a brain that's implanted, and then when you get a bit bigger and you can control the suit, you get a bigger suit because your brain's older. You still do it in stages, but you'd maybe not do it in years because it's done by body growth. It's done by brain growth. How quick that brain's learning to what type of suit it wears. Because after all, it's just going to be some sort of cyborg suit. The brain just gets implanted in and out of. At the minute, we've got a biological suit. Our brain's implanted in and out of. And our surrogate is our own mother and father, but she's sort of like the carrier, the birther. The surrogate is still be like the birth person, because they're not calling them mums no more; they're birth persons now. So they'd be birth machines or whatever they want to call it, because it's not your mum anymore, your dad. You're erasing the wording. So I think it's part of our future. We've got no choice. We're all going to be robots.
We'll see, eh? We'll see.
Because at the minute, there's 60% of chat say no, that they don't want to be a robot brain. But they're saying that now. But
yeah, I don't think our generations will. That's what I mean. It's the future generations.
Yeah, but as I said, we've got lots of future generations out there, and then once they decide to do it, it's like, well, as we could take, like Mackie said, like they have no attachment. Maybe they have no attachment already. It takes one. We'll say within 3 generations. That's like so we are talking within 100 years. We could be cyborgs from like Doctor Who cyborgs. That's quite mad.
Just something in a pod like in the Matrix.
Yeah. That's just odd, isn't it? We could all be Terminators, or you could be the fucking the Hoovers that go around sweeping up, hooving up. So you may come back as a Hoover or a Terminator.
Wow.
See, and that's when you want to escape that's where Tron and you want to escape the program because you're fed up with being a Hoover, clearing up everyone's socks. Mad. See, that's where the future's going. I think technology, we have no choice.
Let's just hope there's no fascism in it, but I'm afraid
I don't think we've got no choice. I think we've got no choice. That's what it's going to be. It's a fascist robotic regime. Because they're going to be in control of your robot and the programming of the arms and legs. They just disconnect you from the system. You won't get no power. You'll run out. You won't be able to connect to the system. Your IP address will say no. Then you'd become an underground robot surviving off of the goodness of the underground. What's still fighting against the fascist robotic regime. Fucking hell, what a future you've just given us, Mackie.
I didn't do anything.
Here's one that, you mentioned the robots not having no connection.
Who knows, man?
I think the simulation is almost inevitable then, doesn't it?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not saying we live in a simulation. I'm saying the chances are we do. You know,
that's what I'm saying. It's your fault because you're the simulation person, and that's what that is. That's what the simulation is for robotic slavery.
Well, who's the robotic slaves? Maybe they're the robotic slaves, and that's why we're able to live in simulations because robots are doing everything.
Ah, and that's why you're plugged in. And so you wouldn't see yourself as the slave if you're like in the Matrix brain, giving off power. You're just a power. You're just a battery.
We will all be living like kings. I'm talking like some utopia level shit, where all disease is gone because it's all been solved by genetic engineering, and there's no fucking hunger. There's loads of food and water for everybody. Everybody's got everything they need. You live until 500-600 years. You live these really long lives. And as I've said before, one of the biggest challenges, one of the things that makes life interesting is the challenges we have. Not the really
Yeah.
bad ones, but there
But
has to
all
be
of
some
them,
kind
the
of
challenge of
challenge.
life. Yeah.
And if you don't have them anymore, how boring does life get? So maybe people just get bored as fuck. Say 2,000 years from now, when they have this kind of technology, maybe 3,000, maybe only 500. But when they have this technology, people are going to get bored, man. And they're going to be, oh, I need to go do something interesting. So they come and get in a fucking simulation to experience life, what it was like when we still had a few struggles. You know what I'm saying? Just to make it more interesting.
So playing a simulator in a simulation to become a simulation.
Sure, sure. I don't know. It's maybe we're part of an alien civilization's simulation. Just
Yeah, yeah, that's a good
yeah,
point, mate. Yeah,
who knows, man? Who knows?
because they reckon that there's this massive, super massive giant like black hole which is like almost as big as our own universe as well, don't they? And that we could also be living inside one.
Yeah, who
And
knows, man?
that, and that's what like all the darkness is. It's because that's the black hole. It's like some crazy theories out there.
It's definitely a good simulation. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. That's like I said earlier. Like even though I've had a hard life, I'm still enjoying. I still like life as such. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's and that's what makes it hard. Like because you know you only got like say 100 years at most here, so you make the most. Like you say, instead of having like 1,000 years out the simulation, and it gets boring.
Is that what makes it hard, or does it just make it meaningful?
Yeah, it makes it more meaningful, not hard. It just makes it
Mm-hmm.
more meaningful. And so out the simulation, when you've got everything, it's a bit boring. If you know what I mean, it's
Yeah.
just dull
Mm-hmm.
because there is nothing. It's like I want a strawberry. Oh, there's a strawberry. It's printed a strawberry for me, which is a strawberry. If you know what I mean, because it's printed
Mm-hmm.
it from strawberries. If you know what I mean.
Just be able to reconstruct it atom by
Yeah,
atom.
yeah, basically, yeah, literally, yeah, yeah. You got an
Whatever you
atom,
want.
yeah, yeah.
Whatever you want.
So it's like that. Yeah,
I
that's what
used to
makes life
bar
the challenge.
I used to bartend at the Ford plantation. That's Henry Ford's home in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay,
And
Wow.
cool.
the people that were across the bar from me are super influential, right? Like this is their like third or fourth home. They're crazy, crazy wealthy. And I would hear them say that same thing that like now that they're wealthy, they regret some of the stuff because you're so bored that that's when like
Mm.
he was saying that's when I started cheating on my wife and now my kids fucking hate me and he was just like going on and on about it. He was kind of saying that if you don't have struggles in life, that life is boring, especially when you have a lot of money. And so then you try to fill it with things that excite you again. And usually that turns to vices. So
Mm-hmm.
I always took that away as like, especially when I was probably like 23, 24 back then. And I just wanted it all. Like I saw these guys pulling up in Rolls Royce, Phantoms and shit. I mean, it was just crazy wealth at that place.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them seemed very unhappy,
That's right.
which is,
Because
yeah.
it's not real wealth, is it? And real wealth is having your health for one, and having a
having
loving
your
family.
kids having your
Fucking.
kids not hate you, I
Mm-hmm.
think would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing can replace that shit.
How many like super millionaires and billionaires out there who fucking get cancer in their 50s and die off, pass their money to their families? There's quite a few. It's common. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
buy you your longevity of life, does it? So,
Huh.
like you say, enjoy what you got, really, sort of thing.
Nothing
Especially if
wrong
you
with a little
got,
bit of struggling, just a little bit.
yeah, yeah, just a little bit. Even if you are struggling a lot, you don't know how long it may only last, like 5 years, and then you have it really good after that. I struggled quite a bit in and out of my life, but I'm reaping benefits now of choices, if you know what I mean.
I feel the same
So
way. Like when I was a dirt bag, I got dirt bag back
Clearly,
at
never
me.
said he was a dirtbag there, Brian.
yeah, yeah,
No, I said
yeah,
I
yeah.
no.
Is it when I was a dirtbag as referring that
When
I was
I
one
was a dirt
too?
bag.
Yeah, when I was
That's what I'm
also a
saying.
Well,
dirtbag
when I
like
was
you.
like you, Billy,
Yeah, when I was some scummy
Sorry, Brian.
cunt. Sorry, Brian.
You're
Go for
saying.
it. Yeah,
I think karma is real, man. If there's one thing that I've learned that I at least believe in, is that there's something that created us, and there's some kind of karmic thing, and whatever your theology is past that point, I can run down all those rabbit holes because I enjoy that stuff. But to me, there is something to like if you're a
Some sort
piece
of
of shit
balance.
constantly, yeah, it might not happen. Like it might take 10 years or something or whatever it is, but that's why those people die early is because they're like Steve Jobs to me was a good example of that. Who's a piece of shit to his employees, has an entire team create all of these wonderful ideas and concepts, part of the ones that he came up with, and then he goes on stage by himself and acts like he created all that, and then he
Yeah,
dies of
yeah,
cancer, right?
yeah,
So I
exactly.
think
Yeah, all
behind
that
the
money
scenes,
and he couldn't save himself, sort of thing.
yeah, all that money,
Yeah,
and he's still like, I mean, did you guys? I guess I watched a lot of documentaries, but just the behind the scenes with that guy, it was eye opening to me. Like, I think when you're just a piece of shit, you don't relax and you're constantly motivated by money. Okay, another example just popped in my head. Have you seen Elon Musk lately? That guy looks like he's aged 25 years since, Trump
That's what
got
government
elected.
does, isn't it? That's what government
yeah,
does.
Yeah. But that's kind of like where it is. Like a president, that's another good example. Like when people are under a shit ton of stress, I think there's nothing you can do about that, but you're gonna die early now because you chose to be president of the United States. And I can only imagine knowing all of those secrets on a daily basis and then trying to go to sleep every night. That would be
yeah. That's why I think why Trump sometimes is how he is because he doesn't want to take the stress of it too much. Personally, if you know what I mean, because he knows it'll kill you. Because everyone's seen what Obama looked like before and after his presidency. Like he probably aged 20 years, didn't he?
yeah.
Like even more, I reckon. Like he looks quite old and battered now in a way. His face is a bit like, boy, mate, you look really withdrawn, like battered old person. Like he's got too much in it. He knows too much. If you know what I mean. Would you,
Yeah.
like the brain's been fried because he knows too much about how fucked up this world really is, and obviously you're not allowed to talk about none of it, so it's constantly going round and round. It's like a PTSD sort of thing. So people who survive PTSD just end up they talk about it, and that's how it ends up coming out because they don't have it in their own head, doing the heading, making them get old or kill
Hey, I
themselves.
wanted to ask you guys your opinion. You guys were on the train earlier, I think it was last year or the year before that, where we were talking about Tulsi Gabbard.
Hmm.
Have you guys seen how, because she's not a war hawk and is stuck to her guns on that, how she's not even mentioned and she's the fucking director?
I think she's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
busy. I've been seeing quite a bit of Tulsi around still.
I think she's just busy doing her job, and I don't think she's involved so much in the media, Twitter craziness as much as, if you know what I mean, because she was
I,
advertising herself a lot more before getting the job, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think she'll be
I,
VP. I think I do. I think it will be her and JD Vance in the next ticket in 2028.
this is why I love talking to you guys. I think that she um stuck to her guns and she's been pushed out by the Trump administration. And they're not gonna like publicly do anything, but it doesn't seem
Hmm.
like she's like rolling with them like she used to.
Hmm. You haven't noticed too much.
Start to
Maybe
notice like the major events, major like if Cash Patel is there and Pam Bondi is there, usually Tulsi Gabbard would be there. But now that's not the way that it is. It's usually like his little crew, Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, and then I believe his name is Jeff Kent is her like
she
secretary.
she's not in the clique anymore.
And I bring this up because I think that she is the I would hope that she runs for president because she's for me she's the person that I would put my faith in because she
Yeah,
does seem like she sticks
she
to
is
her
good.
guns.
But
Hmm. Hmm.
to
I
be
like
honest,
Tulsi.
I'd rather someone like that run a state because she'd have a better state than a better country, if you know what I mean, because she'd have more control of what happens in a state. If you understand what I mean? So she'd control
Yeah,
all the roads, all the bins, all the contracts. So she'd make sure it's done properly rather than it's harder to do it from the top, if you know what I mean. So you need lots of Tulsi Gabbards in the state and someone who's a bit more charismatic, I say, or maybe what media friendly. Because even though Trump's not friendly, he is media friendly. So he gets the word out and the promotion of it, and that's the main thing. So if you've got a lot of people running good states, then you've got something more to promote as a nation, if you know what I mean, or as a unit, as the new Republican Party as such, because it's not like the old one, it's newer. Even though there's a lot of old money involved, it seems there's a lot of new people involved with newer, fresher ideas about real new America.
It's kind of strange. Like when I was growing up in Savannah, Georgia, that's kind of like where the Hamptons used to be back in the day. And so a lot of the like Federal Reserve stuff was actually created right there on something called Tybee Island. So if you ever
Nice.
have the chance to come to America, man, check out Savannah because you can walk down the street called Abercorn Street, and it hasn't changed since it was built. And so you could kind of like walk down memory lane. Like
Yeah,
anybody who is
that'd be
anybody
amazing.
that's yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
That's sort of like, I think the nice thing about America now is it does have a bit of a history now to look, even though England take the piss out of it because like, oh yeah, we've got fucking post offices older than what you are, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you do now have like a history because you've been around historically for long enough to create one, sort of. So you sort of can't
Yeah, I
like
think
you say, you
USA's
can't
got a
deny that.
fucking a cool, interesting history, man.
Oh yeah, totally. It's got an interesting one as well because of the
Mm.
of where it was birthed from, if you know what I mean, and how it was birthed. So obviously that's super interesting. Also because you find out the history of like the Americas as well, if you know what I mean. It's like it isn't just about USA America. It's like, well, also obviously the Spanish conquered fucking the southern, and like the other Europeans conquered the northern, sort of thing. So it's like everyone goes on about fucking the white sort of man in America, like taking over all the cultural land of all the original well, not Aboriginal, but the Indian, as they was called, indigenous. But like what about the indigenous of Mexico and the Spanish? Well, they wiped them out, and so like all the Mexicans are actually Spanish. If they want to really say claim land, or they should all fuck off back to Spain, shouldn't they? Sort of thing. Like it's true though. If they're saying all the North Americans, like the actual USA Americans, white Americans, are your colonists, well, what the fuck do you think Spain done to South America and Mexico? Mexico's one of the biggest colonizers there is across the planet. Fucking hell. It's like, where do they all come from? Like Spain. It's like, yeah. And that's why they speak Spanish. Yeah, innit? They don't speak South American like Amazonian, do they? Which is what it is. That's what South America is. It is the Amazonian forest, pretty much, nearly all of it, and they've fucking chopped most of it down. And then called themselves fucking Mexicans. So like, fuck off. Like,
No, that's the history of the world. That's
yeah,
the way it's
exactly.
always
It's
been.
fucking interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. But and we bring in the past into the current. It's like, well, no, we need to live in what we're doing now, sort of thing. Like in what beliefs we have in now, and it is fascist beliefs in our government, I think.
Scary times, mate. Scary
Yeah.
times.
So we're going to be fascist
What can you
robots
do?
in the future.
Hopefully.
That's
Seems like
our
a fun story.
conclusion. Yeah. And then we migrate to the simulation. So is that the conclusion of fascism then, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. It's the only logical conclusion.
So we ain't going to be dirty fascist bastards. We're going to be dirty fascist robot simulation bastards.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
There you
right.
go. There you go, guys.
Smoking oil.
Smoking oil. See, I like that then. Yeah, I suppose because we're robots, we need oil intake, wouldn't we? Does that mean Rosin Dabs would still be in the future?
Probably
so.
Brian's going to bring them.
Yeah, Brian's still going to have some of his 5 grams left, I reckon.
I don't know about that. I've been puffing hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Well, but it depends on how quick you get the brain in the simulation. Because maybe you need less, or you can simulate more. You can simulate the feeling. So you won't need the actual rosin dab. You just need a vape machine that you simulate the taste from. And the brain reacts from that.
Have you guys blasted off on DMT?
No.
No, unfortunately not. No.
Yeah, there's something to that too, dude.
Yeah, I do understand that a lot of people have seen the same or similar, like beings and such,
It's
spiritual
just
type.
yeah, it's just interesting. And a lot of the stuff, I don't know how deep into theology you guys believe, but in Revelation, especially at the I believe it's like the middle aspect of it, they talk about all these animals, right? And it talks about all these animals have eyes and they have like all this weird, like if you read it, and I encourage you to read it because it sounds
I've
sci-fi. It almost sounds
yeah,
like Robert L. Hubbard wrote it or something.
I've
But
listened
it
to the
talks
YouTube
about
videos that talk about all sort of like the people explaining their DMT trips and all of that sort of
this
and
is
what
just
they've
the
seen.
this is even just the Bible saying this stuff. The animals exist with like
Okay,
all these eyes on them and stuff. When you're
wicked.
on the DMT
So
trips, you see stuff like that. And that's why it piqued my interest more into even understanding more
oh
about
yeah,
theology.
that's why I like the burning bush and all that is sort
Because
of like
it
sounds like
sounds like
DMT trip.
stupid. Yeah, I mean
Yeah, I know, but
the
so does the
animals.
simulation start sound stupid, but sort of the DMT trip could be the
No, it
simulation.
doesn't. Simulation
That's what I'm
theory sounds
saying.
logical.
Exactly. So that's why DMT would be
Right.
logical, and that when you take something like that, you see the simulation beings.
Yeah, you see, to me, the best way I'd have described it is like you lift the veil of like the inner workings of the universe. Like, how does
Yeah.
everything operate? It's like when you take DMT and blast off like that, that's what you get to see. So, does the world still keep spinning and all this shit? Like, it seems too far to be able to believe that. But when you're on DMT and you're kind of seeing the inner workings of it, it's it's kind of almost like you're like, oh, okay. And
Oh
then
yeah. So
everything's going by so fast that you can't, like, your conscious mind can't even keep up with it. Like, you want to remember what you just saw, but it just showed you 10 other super fucking cool things that you're trying to be like, whoa.
and that's what so the simulation is, yeah, and that's why we're
Yeah.
here
Uh-huh.
to slow things down so we can think rather than knowing. In the simulation, you know, and that's when you take DMT, it's showing you sort of thing.
Showing you something, man.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
very
Yeah,
interesting.
it's giving you the knowledge sort of thing as such. So it's showing you there's more out there and more to know. This isn't what
Ah,
you
man.
the simulation you're in now isn't the end. There is more to it.
Maybe that also seems logical.
Oh yeah, life after death,
Yeah.
totally,
It
100%.
depends on what version of it.
Yeah, it depends
Uh,
on what version we go to. Yeah, everyone has their own belief on what version, but there is some sort of well, ascending, isn't it? You ascend. There is some sort of ascending to somewhere
maybe it
or
depends on your
something.
score. Maybe it depends on your karma score.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Maybe the ascending descending thing is a thing. So the
Yeah,
more you ascend,
reincarnation, man.
the more you become one of these DMT beings because you've upgraded your being. If you know what I mean, your social credit score as such.
Mm.
That's Planeteer too, dude.
Yeah.
They
So
want to create social scores.
yeah. We've got a digital fucking ID. It's coming.
Can I have a glass of milk? No, you're a dick on Twitter.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
able to be able to. What are you talking about, man?
Alright,
You
anyway, I
called
want to
me
go
a
and eat
soggy
something.
biscuit.
We're going to wrap this up. What are we saying?
No, mate,
Been here
you've got to
2 hours.
sit here all fucking night, mate. This is
A
a fascist dictatorship here. You can't leave.
fleshist,
Yeah.
a fleshist dictatorship.
Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, I think that is a good time to end it there. I think we've discussed enough random wank as well.
Yeah, random wank and fascism.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't think I'm a fascist, but I know there's some lefties out there that would call me one. So whatever. I don't
Yeah.
respect their opinion anyway.
No,
You know
nor
what I'm
do I
saying?
anymore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Brian, do you agree with that opinion?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when I hear people say this, it depends on who they are, whether I challenge them or not. But if I'm close enough to them, I like to say like, well, do you mind defining fascism the way that you see it? And they
Yeah.
immediately have that like lost look in their eyes, like, oh fuck, I
Yeah.
just was trying to say the same shit I saw on the TV. I
Yep.
was like, all right, man.
Yeah.
They didn't explain that on the news. They just said it. So I
exactly.
don't know
Yeah.
what it really means.
I don't really know what that means. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, cool. Because I was trying to just understand how you viewed it, but if you can't even define it, then why are we even talking about it?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. So thank you and all the chankers in chat out there, conspiracy theorists and things. So maybe you'll see us again soon. It's just a conspiracy after all. So yeah, thanks Mackie Bryan for joining us. We should all wave,
Thanks
say
for having us, man.
goodbye.
It's always a pleasure.
No worries. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always fun chatting shit.
Let's do it again and talk about a Moa next time. Not a Moa,
Oh yeah,
Three Eye Atlas. Three Eye
yeah,
Atlas.
yeah.
Talk
Free
about
Eye
that.
Atlas. Yeah, that'd
You
be
definitely
interesting.
talk that around December time because that's when it's going to be coming to Earth.
Yeah,
in my
definitely.
opinion.
Yeah, let's go. Fucking hell, man! This soon as well, isn't it? Like, shit, November. So like, yeah, we'll definitely do one as soon as we can. We'll wave, say bye to everyone, and go to the outro. So
Goodbye then, everybody. Stay high, not stay safe and all that. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Smoke hard. Have fun. Bye. It's fading. It's all fading now. You should get the fading shit later.